Welcome to the first public meeting for the South Dakota State Highway 11 or Split Rock Boulevard Corridor Study. This presentation will discuss the north segment of the study corridor. This north segment of the study corridor begins at the intersection of Highway 11, known as Split Rock Boulevard, with East Redwood Boulevard shown on the right side of the aerial photo. It continues south to the intersection with East Aspen Boulevard, located on the left side of the aerial photo, for a distance of 0.9 miles. Traffic signals are provided at the intersections with East Redwood Boulevard and with East Holly Boulevard. A pedestrian signal is provided at the crosswalk in front of Brandon Valley High School. The speed limit is posted at 45 miles per hour from East Redwood Boulevard to North Needles Drive, where it drops to 30 miles per hour through the intersection with East Aspen Boulevard. Through most of this segment of Split Rock Boulevard, a 5-lane urban section is provided, consisting of two 12-foot through lanes in each direction with a center 2-way left turn lane. Sidewalks are provided along some sections of the roadway. For example, in front of Brandon Valley High School, a 6-foot sidewalk is provided on the east side and an 8-foot sidewalk is provided on the west side. There are some gaps in the sidewalk and trail sections on this northern segment of the highway. Traffic counts were conducted at key intersections along the corridor in April of 2021. This information was used to evaluate existing traffic operations at key intersections on Split Rock Boulevard. Traffic operations are measured by the levels of service on roadway segments and at intersections. Levels of service are described by a letter designation of A through F, with level of service A representing essentially uninterrupted flow, and level of service F representing a breakdown of traffic flow with noticeable congestion and delay. The average daily traffic volume on this segment of Split Rock Boulevard is approximately 10,000 vehicles per day, resulting in a level of service A and B during the morning peak period and level of service A during the afternoon peak period. The peak periods for traffic volumes at this intersection were observed to be from 7:15 to 8:15 in the morning and 4:45 to 5:45 in the afternoon. At the signalized intersection with East Redwood Boulevard, level of service A is provided for both the morning and afternoon peak periods, indicating that there is little delay and congestion at this intersection. Brandon Valley High School is located immediately south of the intersection with East Holly Boulevard. Traffic counts and observations indicate that due to the heavy traffic associated with the school dismissal, the afternoon peak period occurs between 3 and 4 p.m. The morning peak period remains at 7:15 to 8:15 a.m. At the signalized intersection with East Holly Boulevard, level of service A is provided for the morning peak period, as well as for the late afternoon peak period and the earlier peak period of school dismissal, indicating that there is little delay and congestion at this intersection. A signalized pedestrian crossing is provided approximately 240 feet south of the intersection with Rushmore Drive. This pedestrian crosswalk provides access between the high school and the Brandon Valley School District Administration Building and parking lot. During the 13 hours of counts at this location, a total of 172 pedestrians were observed crossing Split Rock Boulevard, with the majority of those during the school arrival and dismissal periods, which occurred between 7:30 a.m. to 8:15 a.m. in the morning and 2:45 p.m. to 3:15 p.m. in the afternoon. Unsignalized or stop sign controlled intersection capacity analysis provides levels of service results for each movement that must yield to conflicting traffic at the intersection. At the north intersection with East Aspen Boulevard, eastbound and westbound traffic is controlled by a stop sign with a free right turn for westbound and northbound traffic. There are a few movements at this intersection that operate at poor levels of service during the peak periods. For westbound through and left turn traffic on East Aspen Boulevard, level of service F was observed during the morning and both afternoon peak periods, indicating considerable delay for vehicles to travel through the intersection. For eastbound traffic on Fleetwood Circle, level of service C was observed during the morning peak period and level of service D was observed during the late afternoon peak period, indicating some moderate delay for vehicles making those movements. The crash history for the last 5 years was collected and analyzed to identify what types of crashes occur on this segment of Split Rock Boulevard. During the period from 2015 through 2019, a total of 38 crashes were recorded. A little over half of the crashes during this period were angle crashes, which occur when vehicles cross, enter, or leave the highway. About 1/4 of the crashes were rear-end crashes, and 16% were single vehicle crashes. 71% of the total crashes resulted in no injuries to the drivers or passengers. Anticipated traffic volumes for the year 2050 were developed to evaluate traffic operations along the corridor if no improvements were made to the roadway configuration or traffic control. The average daily traffic volumes on Split Rock Boulevard are anticipated to grow from approximately 10,000 vehicles per day today to 13,200 vehicles per day north of East Aspen Boulevard and to 11,800 vehicles per day north of East Holly Boulevard. At the signalized intersection with East Redwood Boulevard, traffic operations are still anticipated to operate at acceptable levels of service, providing level of service B during the morning and afternoon peak periods. At the signalized intersection with East Holly Boulevard, traffic is forecast to operate at level of service C during the morning peak period, which indicates some moderate congestion and delay. Level of service B is anticipated during the school dismissal period and during the late afternoon period. At the signalized pedestrian crossing, very little change in the pedestrian traffic is anticipated by the year 2050. At the north intersection with East Aspen Boulevard, under the existing lane configurations and stop sign control, the eastbound and westbound movements are anticipated to experience severe congestion and delay by the year 2050. For westbound traffic, level of service F is anticipated for every movement, including the free flow right turn movement onto northbound Split Rock Boulevard. For eastbound traffic on Fleetwood Circle, level of service F is also anticipated for vehicles turning onto Split Rock Boulevard or continuing east on East Aspen Boulevard. This is an indication that improvements will be necessary to provide acceptable traffic operations at this intersection. A user survey has been developed to provide information to the study team with regard to conditions or observations from people that drive the corridor on a regular basis. The link to access the survey is provided on the project website, which can be found at www.SD11corridorstudy.com. This user survey will be open to the public for the entire 30-day period of this virtual public meeting, which will continue through July 2nd. There are 2 parts to the survey. The first part allows you to identify issues or concerns on the corridor directly on a map. The second part is a short user survey to share your thoughts on improvements you would like to see on the corridor. We are interested to learn if there are any safety concerns, roadway conditions, or other travel problems that you have observed on this segment of Highway 11, also known as Split Rock Boulevard in Brandon. What improvements do you think are the most needed on the study corridor? Are there other transportation-related issues you would like to mention, including issues like pedestrian and bicycle facilities or access to businesses and homes along the study corridor? In addition to the user survey, you can leave comments and ask questions on the Get Involved page on the project website. You can provide project feedback through this page on the website or simply sign up for email updates. Thank you for viewing this presentation of the South Dakota 11 Corridor Study. To view the presentation video for a specific highway segment, please click on the appropriate link to navigate to the segment of interest.